Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, back with another round of Grand Arena Championships. Before I get into the board, let me give a huge shout out to my patrons. I love you guys. Thank you for all your support. It's really appreciated. And anybody else that might be interested in joining the fun, just check out the link down there in the bottom corner and see if it's something that's for you. Alright, before we get into that board, I want to tell you guys that I'm up against a guildmate, motherfucker D-Rack. I've been up against him a couple times, and always fun, good guy. He's helped me get to Kyber at least on a couple of occasions when I've matched up with him near the end of a season and I needed a couple points here or there. Well, now we finally matched up in the beginning of a season, so we could just go at each other and no holds barred and let it rip. So he just got done with his attacks and he messaged me and said that he was all done. So I take a look at the board. On my side, he messed up on one team. He only dropped one battle. He one-shot everything else. So I'm not very efficient. So it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for me. This is what he put up top. Nothing too fancy, but I could see how it could steal some banners if I'm not careful. So a Boba team, some Geos, Boss Bounty Hunters, and I'm on Mothma team up there. And then let me show you guys what he put down here at the bottom. So down here, there's no GLs showing. He's got a Grievous team with Django in it. He's got Night Sister, Asajj Zombie with Barris, and then he's got Newt, B1, and Magna. So no GLs showing out front. Makes me wonder what he's got in the back. So we're going to get through this front zone and kind of gamble a little bit and then, see what surprises he may have for us. One trouble is if your opponent isn't showing GLs out front, you don't know exactly what to save and it makes you want to save everything because you don't know what could be back there. Well, I figured, okay, I can blow EP, Vader, and Thrawn here. EP lead, Vader, and then Thrawn. Because this team can give you trouble. You've got Barris in there constantly healing. Asajj has a heal. And then you've got Zombie constantly taunting. I wanted to make sure to be able to control that. So I've got Thrawn with his Fracture. And then also being able to top up protection on everybody and throw turn meter where I need it. Figured I can kind of control the battle that way. So that's kind of the plan. Just want to get Barris out of there, use Shock, and there I go. I was able to get rid of her. Now it makes it a little bit easier. I just got to kill Asajj a couple times, control Zombie, and I should be in good shape. The good thing about EP lead is I can lead with Vader's Force Crush and drop the dots, and that's going to give him enough turn meter to go again. So you can cycle through his turns pretty quickly. I just got to keep working. Right there, I should have probably put the Shock on Zombie. Then I wouldn't have had to deal with Zombie's taunt. I don't know why I put it on Asajj, but at least it guarantees the stun, so I can keep her stunned and controlled that way. And then just keep going after her. So she dies again. Now I go again with Vader. I mean, this team has a ton of turn meter. So I can cycle through my characters and get the damage down there. Trying to top everybody up on protection here. So I'm seeing who's low, who needs it. I don't think I can get everybody maxed out. But I do the best I can. And I got 53, so good enough. For his Newt team, I really wasn't sure what to use against that. In threes, it's tough because Newt takes so many turns. His extortion can just kind of run rampant. And that can end up destroying your team. You really got to be careful. So I just figured a Jedi Knight Revan with Bastila, and then I was unsure on who the third should be. I was considering Old Man, wasn't sure. In the end, I settled on Ezra, just because he does have a Dispel with one of his moves, and he's got the double tap attacks, and he can call assists. So I figured that'd be helpful with being able to call Bastila and get some ability blocks maybe. Trying to just do as much damage as I can too to get these stacks down on B1, because he's got so many stacks and you don't want him healing your characters back up that you're trying to take out. I want to get Newt out of the game. That way I don't have to worry about extortion. So I was able to get rid of Newt there. Now I'm just deciding, how should I play the rest of this? Try and keep Magna sidelined, and that way I can just keep taking stacks off of B1. Trying to just get him out of there and keep everybody else alive. I'm watching their health, watching their protection, just seeing what I can do, because I've got to be as efficient as I can. You guys know me, I got to build up kind of a banner cushion if I can get it, because I'm probably going to spend it all on fleets. So I really don't want to drop any points on these ground battles if I can help it, because who knows what he's got set for fleets, and that could be where I get sunk. So I'm dreading that. We got to keep going, get through this zone, and see what's in the back. So not too bad there. Not as efficient as I would like. And now we've got this last team, this Grievous team with Django. So the reason he puts Django there, it's something different. But also it's going to stop the Night Sisters. People like to use Night Sisters against this Grievous trio. And you guys have seen me do that. Well, Django there with his no revive Zeta is going to make sure that once you die, you stay dead. So you definitely don't want to risk Night Sisters there with him there. So I had to gamble a little bit. Threw in my Supreme Leader Kylo. And hopefully he doesn't have his own Kylo in the back. That's the only thing that I was worried about. If he doesn't have Kylo back there, I'm good. Open up the back. And thankfully, he doesn't have Kylo. He held all of his GLs for offense. So maybe that will be boring to you guys, but I was glad to see that. Like, if that's what we're going to play, I can do that. I can take out these teams and be as efficient as I can be. I was just hoping not to see Kylo back there, because that would have sunk me. So he's got Night Sisters, got the Finn with the Bros. He's got a Dooku team, and then he's got this weird Nest L3 Vandor team. So I'm going to take out some of these teams and jump around a little bit, because I'm going to use what I know I'm going to use for counters, and then figure out what I'm going to use for the remainder. So already I know I'm going to use Lando, Han, and Chewie against this Finn Bros team, because that's what I use. Some people use Wedge lead, some people use Rolo lead. I guess either of those are fine. Lando seems fine to me, so I just use him. Really, Han and Chewie do the work. As long as you get Resistance Hero Finn out of there, you're good. Stun him first, get him out, and then work on controlling the other two. So 51 banners there. And now we go up top, and I'm taking out his Geo team with my Traya Triumvirate. Traya, Scion, Nihilus. Sometimes I bring in the Sith Empire Trooper as just an extra tank. This time I brought in Nihilus because I wanted my tank for something else. I forgot what I was going to save it for, but I didn't figure that I would use Nihilus in a separate Sith team. I have enough power that there shouldn't be a reason for that. So I want to make sure that I could take these guys out, no problem, just one-shot them and be done. So that's all I'm trying to do, take out Alpha there. And the rest is just cleanup. Once Alpha goes, you don't have to worry about that equalization. So you just take out the remainder, boom, boom, and call it good. So there we go, 52 banners for that. His Mothma team is up next, so we're going to take that one out. I'm just using gas here with, and I know you guys are probably looking like, oh, you can underman this. Look at my stats. I don't underman anything unless it's like a Kylo solo or something. I don't underman these. I know I could have probably went in with less, but that's fine. I just want to get through it in one shot. We'll go back down here and start taking out some more of these teams and clear this zone. Now, because I got to figure out what I want to use for each of these teams. So I saved Watt, and I figured I'll go ahead and throw Watt with Crew and Fox. You guys have seen this counter in previous seasons. Haven't had a chance to use it much lately, but it's a good killer for Night Sisters when you don't have to worry about being trapped behind zombies taunt, and they got just Mother Talzin, Daka, and Spirit in there. It's pretty effective, because you throw the tank tech on Crew and the weapons tech on Executioner, and once those hit the field, you're pretty good. You just want to keep Watt alive so you can keep putting the health over times up, keep everybody healed up, protection up, and you can end up with 54 banners. It's a pretty efficient team. I take out Townsend first because I don't like messing around with the plague, trying to get rid of her for that so I don't have to worry about all the good things that she does. And now it's just Daka and Spirit left to deal with. And already Watt's doing what he does, healing everybody up. So I'm in good shape there. Kill off Spirit. Now I just have Daka left to worry about. Trying to do hits on her, but not do too much damage. I want to cycle back around to Watt a couple times if I can, just to make sure everybody's healed up and I can get those max banners. So that's what I'm trying to do. But we'll finish it off with a big hit there, and there's our 54. Next up is that weird team that's like Nest with Vandor and L3. So I could see why it would be a pain in the ass for a lot of teams, because Nest is just going to keep going, and you know how Nest can be hard to kill if you bring in the wrong team. And then you got Vandor perpetually reviving everybody. That could turn out to be a huge mess. So I don't want that to happen. So I figured this is where I should blow my C. And I brought in C with Sith Empire Trooper just as a tank to kind of take some punishment. And then Marauder, because Marauder heals a lot. Like, even if they get Marauder down low, he'll turn around, take a turn, and go and do some damage and steal all the health back. So, long as I got Marauder, I've got a nice, good damage dealer, even though you don't really need that here. But I wanted two characters that I figured wouldn't die on me. I just wanted to keep them alive. And the name of the goal here is just to get to the ultimate. And once I get to ultimate, then I kill two of them. And then the third one, whoever it ends up being, isn't going to be much of a problem at all. So I'm pretty much stuck behind a permataunt of L3 here. Nothing I can do about that. And I'm just taking little pot shots here and there, doing damage. Not really doing much of anything. You know, just biding time watching ultimate meter and trying to get that charged up. I'm not worried about killing anybody. Their L3 did her grenade, which actually healed her and helped me out a little bit because it keeps her alive longer so I don't accidentally kill her. Now I've got my ultimate. Here we go. Nuke Vandor, nuke L3, just got Nest left. So eventually Nest will die. Marauder did a big hit, but it wasn't enough. Eventually she takes her turn. And there we go. Look at that. C put her into the red. Marauder finishes the job. 53 points there. The last team that we're going to fight down here in the bottom is that Dooku team. And it's got Poggle and Droidica. But it doesn't matter because I have my DR team left. So I just send in the full DR. I thought about trying to just do like HK instead of Malik and using Malik to solo something else. But I really don't need that. I just have to one-shot all these teams and I should be okay. So 54 banners there, sending in the DR trio. Clears the bottom off. Just got a couple teams left up top and then I'll be able to see what ships he's got waiting for me. So let's jump into those bounty hunters and start taking them out. I've got my Jedi Knight Luke and Shaak Ti and Hermit Yoda. So plenty of survivability on this team. They're not going to die. I'm just deciding who I should take out first. I opt to go after Mando. I want to get him out because he probably does more damage. And I can't get Grief out because he's under stealth. So let's work on Mando, getting him out of there. And then I can concentrate on the other two. So there he goes. Now I've got Bosk, and he doesn't do a ton of damage. So I don't have to worry a whole lot about him. Grief can be annoying because he does bring a lot to the table. But with only two up there, and they're slowed down to Jedi Knight Luke's speed, I think I should be okay. And I've got offense up from Shaak Ti. I've got plenty of healing from Hermit Yoda and Master's Training. So yeah, it's not really an issue. Not really sure why I did that there. Put Luke under stealth. Oh well. And look, Yoda's up. Got a dog pile. All good things. Yeah, not too complicated. And I end up getting 54 there too. So one last fight to go. This was the only fight that I really wasn't sure on. because I was starting to run out of good stuff and I had a couple options. So I thought, okay, I'll take my bounty hunters versus his Boba lead. He's got Dengar and he's got Stormtrooper Han. So Bosk is going to give me a lot more survivability. I figured that would be good stuff. So as long as I can survive, should be okay. Go after Boba because he's going to be the main damage dealer. You do got Dengar with the thermals, which are annoying. You see he does that. He's good for stripping banners. Like, because you end up killing everybody else, and then it's like you can't heal back up, and you've got these thermals waiting to go off. I got my contract, so at least I got that going for me. I thought about trying to take longer, but in the end I went with the disintegrate, and ended up with 53, so good enough. Now I can see what ships he's got, and no negotiator. So thankfully I don't have to deal with that. That's the only one I hate to see. I know everyone else has a strategy and blah blah blah, but I hate ships, and negotiator on defense is a pain. So I'd rather see malevolence there. I took my malevolence against his empire, and I got 62 banners that time. Usually I get like 54. So pretty happy with that. Took my negotiator against his malevolence. Ended up with 59 banners there. Probably could have squeezed a couple more, but all I needed to do was beat it in one, and that's it. Then I would win. Because I didn't drop any single ground battles. So I ended up coming out on top. When we finally got to go head to head there, he got 26-31 and I got 26-59. Like, that's pretty efficient for me. I never score that high. So, fun match, Drac. Glad to match up with you. And we'll see the rest of you guys next round in the finals. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.